Vice President Kamala Harris was born mentally impaired, former President Donald Trump said Saturday in Wisconsin, mocking his political opponent and highlighting the nation's managed decline. Joe Biden became mentally impaired. Kamala was born that way, Trump said to loud applause. And if you think about it, only a mentally disabled person could have allowed this to happen to our country. Trump repeatedly slammed Harris for soaring prices, the southern border invasion, and foreign policy blunders such as the deadly Afghan withdrawal and the Russian-Ukrainian war. President Joe Biden stated Wednesday that he delegated everything as commander-in-chief to Harris, including foreign policy and domestic policy. Many critics believe Harris is an empty political shell with intentions to do or say whatever is needed to get elected, even at the cost of selling out citizens who pay taxes and die in all the wars. Those criticisms appear to be confirmed in polling. A near majority, 48%, of Americans believe Harris just says what she thinks people want to hear, while only 36% think she says what she believes, a recent Economist YouGov poll found. For the majority of her vice presidency, Harris has been very unpopular. She held the lowest net negative rating, -17, for a vice president in U.S. history before Harris joined the race. Her approval rating was only 28% in January 2024, and it improved to only 32% in July, the month Biden stepped aside. Harris's approval rating is now 48%, an increase of 16 points in just 2 months. What changed? Digital strategist Greg Price asked on X this week. The media coverage. And nothing about Kamala Harris has changed, he said. The media machine has kicked into overdrive and too many people in America still think the news is real.
Would have to be invented if she did not already exist. She is hollow in the best way. Meaning certain people, when they are hollow, there is something deeply uneasy about them because some of them would want to not be hollow. There is some humanity in them that is trying to escape. Kamala is so at home with her hollowness. She has been eaten by ambition. It is stage 4. It has gone to the brain. It is that laughter. It is that kind of, she is perfectly comfortable with being used as a tool by other people to say anything and do anything. Kamala is perfectly at home and perfectly calm and at peace with being full of shit, being unqualified. She gets it. No one has heard anything from her. No one knows anything. Everything she says is crazy. She was not allowed to speak as a vice president. She was given strict orders to not speak. She was given strict orders to not say anything. Everything she said was crazy. You act like you fell out of a coconut tree. Like, she tries on different accents. She has different sayings. She makes up family members that don't exist. You know, my aunt used to say that the future is just the past. Like, I mean, just play anything she said. Play anything. Is this her new accent?
New accent.
And you all helped us win in 2020, and we're going to do it again in 2024. Yes, we will.
Yeah, I mean, she's like, I cannot believe they are allowing this. I cannot believe, but believe it. She will wreck the country and the world. They will wreck the people. And by the way, not even her. The people that are behind her will destroy Earth. And I don't know if anyone will be able to stop them from destroying Earth, no matter who's in. But they will accelerate the process of destroying Earth. And people will dance into the, they will dance into the fire pits. And it's just, but maybe that is better. I don't know.
Mental impairments, and that's insulting to them. Second of all, Vice President Kamala Harris is not mentally impaired.
No, I just think she's crazy liberal. I don't question her.
But what do you think about that rhetoric?
I just think the better course to take is to prosecute the case that her policies are destroying the country. They're crazy liberal. 400,000 people have been let loose in our country, 16,000 people convicted of being a rapist, 13,000 convicted murderers, and 400,000 of people generally convicted of crimes released on her watch. It's not going to get better.
So I saw that statistic. We dove into it, our fact checker. That statistic is actually over decades. So some of those people you're talking about are people that came into the country during Trump. And second of all, some of them are in prison. A lot of them are in prison, not ICE prisons, but federal prisons for their crimes.
I can tell you this, the man who killed Laken Riley in Georgia was released by the Biden-Harris administration on parole because they had no capacity at the border to hold him. That's not a reason to parole people. I promise you, women have been raped and murdered. People have been hurt by illegal immigrants released into this country without detention. It is a nightmare. It is crazy. It's crazy to boycott a speech by the Prime Minister of Israel to a joint session of Congress thinking it won't embolden Iran.
Well,
it's crazy to withdraw from Afghanistan hoping things will be different this time. Medicare for all, Green New Deal, crazy stuff.
Okay.
Now, I'm not saying she's crazy. I'm saying your policies are batshit crazy.
Okay, well, they're not my policies, and there's a whole lot of things you said. I'll just say she didn't boycott.
She didn't show up.
She didn't show up. But let's focus on Trump's rhetoric, because that's what I'm actually asking you about, because
the problems with the world are not Trump's rhetoric. They call him crazy. Pelosi wanted to invoke the 25th Amendment. Why don't you ever talk about that?
So Donald Trump also said this at an event on Friday.
If I lose, I'll tell you what's possible, because they cheat. That's the only way we're going to lose, because they cheat. They cheat like hell.
Okay, so in point of fact, it is anybody's. Tell me if you disagree with any of the statements I'm about to make. Okay. In point of fact, Harris could win or Trump could win.
True.
It's anybody's race.
True.
It's razor thin, and whoever wins, in all likelihood, it will not be because they cheated. It will. I mean, I haven't seen any evidence of any cheating.
Well, mail-in balloting was a problem with COVID. I hope we fix that. I certified the last election because I listened to the allegations of cheating. I thought it fell short in terms of changing the outcome. I'm more focused on today and tomorrow, and here's what I would tell President Trump. When people look at the state of play, they trust you on the economy, the border, inflation, and foreign policy by wide margins. Focus on those
Focus
issues.
on those, and don't call Kamala Harris mentally disabled. That's your advice. One last thing. He has not agreed to do another presidential debate. Mm-hmm. Do you think that he should? For example, Kamala Harris has accepted CNN's invitation if they want to do another presidential debate. He liked the debate we did last time. He thought we were fair. He thought the rules were fair. Obviously, that was a very consequential debate. Should he do another debate?
I'm going to leave it up to him, but I'd like to see it myself because I think she's a mile wide and an inch deep. Look what's going on in the world. The world is literally on fire. They don't have a clue. They're paralyzed by fear when it comes to Iran. The world that Trump left us when he left office was mortgage rates below 3%, a secure border, peace agreements, no war anywhere. I would like to see her explain how she's going to change things when she's been in charge for 4 years and hasn't changed anything. I'd like to know from her point of view what did happen in the Mideast. Why do you think the world's on fire? Why do you think Russia invaded Ukraine? Have you not figured this out yet? That you're weak in the eyes of all of our enemies? And here's what I would say to Trump. If you do debate her, she is a mile wide and an inch deep, and you can prove that.
All right. Senator Lindsey Graham, a strong defense there of former President Trump's policies, if not his rhetoric on the campaign trail. Tough talk from Kamala Harris out west, but is Arizona